Welcome to a very special Halloween edition of CINEKYD Television Theater.
You're in for a special treat. We're going to have a party with you. So stay tuned.
Hello, welcome back to our special Halloween edition of CINEKYD Television Theater. I'm your host, Harrison Korn, with my wonderful co-host,
Maggie Money. So, what's the next video?
Our first video tonight is a promo for The Invisible Kid. It was shot by the Summer Tower Kids of Week 3.
Edited by Cole Sala.
Wow, wasn't that a great video, Maggie?
Oh, yes, it was. It made me just jump out and buy it.
Up next, we have a music video from last year's Wednesday night track.
I'm Only Sleeping, edited by Matt McLaughlin.
Everybody's busy these days with the washing and cooking, and we hope you like it. When I wake up early in the morning, lift my head, I'm still yawning. When I'm in the middle of a dream, stay in bed, float upstream.
in Tyro, and it is Puppet Scene 21.
Starring Michael Parison.
Still practicing your autographs, Donald, for your fans. No autographs.
We almost have a complete Sunday strip colored.
It sure does take a long time to make all these drawings.
I'm not too good at drawing, but I do have some more story ideas. How about the time you ran over the garden hose with the lawnmower?
Or when Donnie baked cupcakes and used salt instead of sugar.
When he was painting the garage door and tripped over the can.
All right. Those aren't the stories I have in mind. You're not going back to that orphans in the burning building, are you?
You know, that sounded an awful lot like Mighty Joe Young.
That's it. The giant gorilla. The friendly one. Big Joe.
Actually, my story is about me inventing a candy bar. Invented a candy bar or ate a candy bar? Which was it?
When did you invent a candy bar? I don't remember that.
A few years ago, I was interested in science experiments.
Science experiments? Since when? I saw your last report card.
Hey, Einstein didn't get some of the best grades in school.
Our next video actually has to do with Halloween.
Awesome!
It's called The Ride. It was made a few years ago.
Starring Brandon Getz and Keith Dunkerley. He now works with Steven Spielberg.
Let's take a look.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends. And I can't wait to get on the road again.
Hey, you need a ride, kid?
Yeah.
Come on, get in. I appreciate your company. I mean, no one hitches rides anymore.
Oh?
Did you know that your blood is blue before it exits your body?
Yeah, actually I did.
Just making conversation. How'd you like to hear a story?
Alright.
It's about a couple of kids around your age. First boy name is Chris. His friends are Tom and Steve. These kids all heard these woods were haunted, but of course, they don't believe it, so they decided to check it out. That is, till they stumbled upon something.
Come here, guys, come here. Come here, come here. What is that? A scarecrow, you idiot. No, really, but what's it doing out here? Who cares?
Right now, they're all feeling a little nervous.
So, I guess you're that kid, huh?
Our next video is Zombie Nation, and it stars you, Maggie. Maggie? Maggie? Where? Maggie? really scared me that time. Don't do anything like that again.
Hey, I won't. Next up is a classic video. It was filmed in 1986.
It's called Horror Heroes of the Silver Screen.
Today we will look at not one, but 4 folk heroes who exemplify a decade of motion picture development. While each character found its creation in story and printed media, it was the transfer of this material to celluloid, the production of the motion picture, which made each one a part of our life and heritage. While critics may argue the artistic merits of the motion pictures to which we refer, no one can dispute the far-reaching effects these films had. Children and adults managed to scrape together enough change to see their wildest dreams emerge from the square screen over and over again. Join us now as we make room for a spine-chilling quartet. Come back a few years and step into the beginning of the 1930s. You may squeeze your eyes closed, you may cover your ears, just as thousands of children did decades ago. Try though you may, you can't keep these visitors from the supernatural away. This is Will Rogers, our beloved humorist, who tried to help this country laugh its way through a depression. He said, "We hold the distinction of being the only country to drive to the poorhouse in an automobile." Rogers was saying that, in the midst of a catastrophic depression, people still hung on to those habits which hardly went with hunger and unemployment. There were still automobiles, streetcars, fancy clothes, theaters, and motion pictures. But there was no bad dream from which we could awaken happily. It was really a depression. 15 million people were unemployed as 1929 became 1930. On Wall Street, there were still those whose passage to freedom was an open window. For the average American, every day was a struggle against 3 meals, the mortgage, and mounting utilities. The land of the free was drifting into a sea of darkness and despair. The realities of cold winters, months of joblessness, of doing without special treats, were somehow softened by the world of entertainment. In the late 1920s, sound had come to the movies, and during the closing years of the decade, the screen was alive with all talking, all singing musicals. Pack your troubles and dreams, dream your troubles away. It worked for a little while, and then it became all too apparent that Mr. and Mrs. America were all talked and all sung to death. The lines of dancing choreens, of dusty operettas, of muted trumpets were losing their charm. You experienced limitless happiness in the darkness of the theater, but you stepped into grim reality when you left. So Hollywood took the opposite approach. They presented a number of films so frightening and horrifying that coming back to reality was a relief and not a disappointment. The star of many of these melodramas was Lon Chaney Sr., who emerged as a talented actor and a genius of makeup in silent epics. Personal tragedy in the form of throat cancer struck this great talent, and a remake of an earlier silent, The Unholy Three, was the only sound film he ever made. It was released a few months before he died, but the message had been heard. The year that Lon Chaney died, 1931, his director, Todd Browning, released a motion picture which was to officially commence the era of the horror film. Until this production, all motion picture dramas with a supernatural plot would be rationally explained in the last few minutes of the film. What seemed to be strangely unreal was justified in the light of reason, but this was to change. Audiences of the early 1930s seemed to enjoy believing in something they would have laughed at years earlier. No attempt was made to explain the horror of the supernatural. There is an old Romanian legend about the powers of evil which lurk in the little town of Transylvania. The legend has continued for hundreds of years, and was dramatically recorded in a novel by Bram Stoker. In the mid-1920s, his novel of life after death, of black magic and the powers of darkness, was transformed into a play which enjoyed a run on the Broadway stage. When Todd Browning decided, in 1931, to deal with the powers of the supernatural, he took this stage play and its star to bring to the screen a new dimension in horror.
Count Dracula.
Good evening.
The Count was actually a vampire, one of the living dead, who slept by day and roamed by night. He generally had his eyes peeled for a lovely damsel, whom he would add to his harem, buried quietly in the catacombs beneath his cathedral-like estate in Transylvania. The Count had hypnotic powers, and once his mind was made up, he would unleash his full abilities on capturing his prey. In the deepest, darkest hour of night, when all mortals slept quietly in their beds, the evil force of Count Dracula would be transformed into his alter ego, a huge vampire bat. Silently through the darkness, the bat would fly, seeking out the helpless victim. In the first Dracula motion picture, the unknowing damsel was actress Helen Chandler. Count Dracula would bring mortals under his power by biting them on the neck and draining their blood from them. Count Dracula was physically quite strong and possessed almost limitless mental powers. He, like all vampires, could only be killed by driving a stake through his heart. Or, if he were out of his coffin at daybreak, he would die. And most important, Count Dracula was powerless against the cross. It is through the cross, the sunlight, and the stake that Count Dracula is finally destroyed.
Maggie, tell me when it's over.
It's over. Don't be scared.
Okay, I'm fine. Our next video tells you how you can come get involved with our party.
It's a fall promo done by the CINEKYD staff.
Let's take a look.
5, 4, 3, 2.
You're doing a great job. Hi, welcome to CINEKYD. I'm Bob Avoric. You're probably asking yourself, what is CINEKYD all about? CINEKYD, a fun learning environment where kids participate in producing original television shows. If that sounds fun to you, then stick around for the next few minutes, because I think you'll like what you see.
Program quite like CINEKYD. You come here and it's independent, you learn a lot, it's fun to be here, a lot of friends, and just making a movie, working in television, it's fun.
You should come because you get to try new things out, you learn a lot, you get to use a lot of professional equipment, and it's really fun.
This place is really cool. Here at CINEKYD, kids ages 7 to 18 actually get involved on the hands-on process of producing a real television show. So if you have an interest in operating professional TV cameras, or learning video editing with real broadcast VCRs, or even creating unbelievable animations with the same computer software as used in major television productions, or how about directing or producing your very own documentary, learn, take, and develop your own still pictures, just like a real photojournalist. Maybe you could act on our weekly television show, CINEKYD Television Theater, which airs on 6 different cable networks, or maybe write for our CINEKYD newspaper and website. Check out our radio crew, where you could produce a weekly radio drama and have it broadcast all over the Delaware Valley on FM stations. But the best part about CINEKYD is, you don't need any experience.
CINEKYD because you can meet lots of people here, people that are very similar to you, and you can learn a lot at the same time too.
CINEKYD's a lot of fun. If you're thinking about trying it, give it a shot.
Ever since CINEKYD started in 1976, kids just like you, ages 7 to 18, have been producing television and radio programs for weekly broadcast throughout the Delaware Valley. And not only do we have fun making videos, but we also win awards. Just this past year, we have won several very prestigious awards for our productions. When you join the CINEKYD program, you'll be a part of some really great events. You'll be able to produce your very own music videos, just like the ones on MTV. You'll be invited to dances, roller skating parties, movie nights, and a whole lot more. But most of all, you'll make some really great friends. Meet kids just like you. So give us a call. What are you waiting for? 215-659-4696. Why let the chance to join CINEKYD pass you by? Live your dreams today. Stop by into our production campus. Meet the staff and the kids. Call today for a free, no-obligation course guide. CINEKYD, where it's kids and video.
Well, it looks like our party is coming to a close. I've been your host, Harrison Corn, with my co-host,
Maggie Maloney.
If you want more information about the CINEKYD program, give us a call at 215-659-4696.
Or go onto our website, www.cinekyd.com.
To conclude our party, I think we need a few more guests.
What is going on at this party? Okay. Want some candy? I want some
Candy!
Woohoo! Give me some of this.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
That's okay. I know, it's all right.